Bruh, how the fuck that happened? Alright. Alright. You know what I'm saying? Gonna talk about some motherfucking spiritual discernment. I ain't gonna lie, I was literally sitting here like, bruh, I wanna talk about something, but I don't know what. I don't know what. But you know what I'm saying? Spiritual discernment. And actually, what made me want to talk about this? My bad, y'all. I just got done working out, and I just mean like running and like fast twitch movement working out. You know, moving your body fast, not really weights or push-ups or something or squats or pull-ups. But anyway, so I feel like my body still feel like it's moving fast, but my mind is so like I need to crank it up. Like I feel like all day today I've been kind of like too much in the world, and so like I've been kind of flaunt. But yeah, so let's just speak on while I fuck with these cards so I can get better at shuffling. Let's talk about spiritual discernment. So let's separate the words as I always do. I always go into depth of every little word, every little letter. Not so much the letter. I don't really do that on here. But to those who know. So spiritual, all right? I made a video about spirituality. I'm gonna break it down real quick. Spirituality, or just spiritual period, is simply you as an individual, not so much in the physical reality 3D sense, no. And not so much of, you being able to think to yourself, you know what I'm saying, have feelings about yourself, have feelings about other people. No. Not so much that. That's like subconscious. That's like vision. That's like projection. That's like a body. So that's not really spiritual. We use bodies to represent what the spirit is. Because remember, what's the spirit? People would want to correlate that to breath, to wind, or there's a lot of things to correlate with the spirit. But it's purely your own space, right? So if you look at that in a physical sense, when you go somewhere and it's clear, you have a lot of space around you. You can even consider the objects and shit. Like that's like the distance from you, yourself, your own space, and then everything else beyond it. So that's a physical down here, down in dimension sense of it. But if you want to look at it in the broadest overseeing, or the highest level, or the more outer layer, it ain't even a layer, but it's the sense of you having your own space to come back to in order to interpret ideas, grasp ideas, contain feelings, contain emotions, all these different things you're able to do. But you as a space is the one that's able to pinpoint, observe one of these things at a time. So that's what makes you a separate spirit from everybody else. And that's why in reality people say, while some people might using general consensus might agree with these things that make them feel suited and comfortable, some people might be like, nah, that don't suit me though, So it could be as simple as eating certain foods. So that's how you know everybody got their own fucking space, period, beyond what they like subconsciously, what they're drawn to, what they hate. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember, things you hate technically is physically. So if you want to think about it subconsciously, things you hate, and I don't mean to point up here because subconsciously is like all your different vibes, your worlds, your urges that get you going. But subconsciously, a hate is like something that you're used to doing, whether you were good at it or not, or you were involved with it, and it's like you were maybe intaking it too much, allowing it too much, or you were distributing it too much in a sense, subconsciously. So it ended up making it where you don't fucking like certain shit. Physically, it's like you just straight up look at these things like hate, so you would pay attention to it. You'll keep putting your 2 cents into it physically, like what's in front of you. You'll talk about it. You'll verbalize it. You'll actually probably punch something you hate. But, you know, that's just something that subconsciously you just been into for a long time. So, shit. Oh yeah, shout out to goddamn Dolo, man. It says, peace to you. Real good peace, real good harmony. You already feeling better. I already see it. But yeah, so, you know, I'm just explaining how everybody has their own space in many different fields of reality, many different levels of life. But to go all the way to the ultimatum, you know, the broadest thing, period, is just you being able to separate yourself, your awareness from other people's. And when you come down to it, you'll realize, okay, at one point we were all just in a place of space, in a place of just observing. But at the same time, the moment you realize you're observing what you're looking at, you automatically create a form of bubble, a subconscious feel for what you want to grasp. You know what I'm saying? This is when because everything kind of simultaneous, and this is why you can still think and feel while still being physical. You can daydream, but you still here. So that's how you know it's kind of simultaneous, these levels of life, these dimensions of life, these spectrums of life. So, spiritual, you know what I'm saying? It got something to do with that. Everybody got their own separate place, their own separate space to come back to. And you can always be aware and change the place you come from by just scooting a little bit to the left, in a sense. Scooting a little bit diagonal. But it ain't no actual perfect right. This ain't no damn graph where you go up and then right and fucking rise over run or some shit. Like, it ain't that. But, you know, in a sense, it's like you move over, so you're aware of a whole nother state. Because when you move over in that broad spectrum I'm talking about, in the highest level spectrum, you'll see things completely different, and thus you'll automatically bring your new subconscious, that whatever you vibe with, in that sense of how you use your spirit, how you use your space, because you were able to move a little bit. And you can look at the awareness like your own, when you're aware of your own states of beings, your own subconscious, and you're able to switch up which subconscious you keep putting into or keep using or keep suiting yourself like. So that's a form of awareness, but that's not quite you being aware for the first time type of energy, newness, birth, you know, first time noticing something. That's not quite that. You can just first time notice something that you ain't never fucking did, but it's still coming from what you've already done, in a sense. Like if you subconsciously are doing something, it ain't like a god like just did it somehow with a magic hand. Nah, somehow, some way you put into that. You know, it's like that. So enough about spiritual though. Let's go to the discernment. Yeah. So you know how you can disarm something, you can dismantle. You know what I'm saying? You can dis something. That means you disregarding, you're putting away, you're like you're indifferent in a sense. You're moving it over. You're like not seeing it that way. You're casting it away type shit. And you put earning means you're grasping something. Your currency. You're able to intake. You're able to take from whatever you're vibing with, whatever you're earning. Because whatever you earn means you got that energy from trying to get it. You earn money from doing something to get money. So that means in some way you're trying to basically grab something. So when you have discernment, that means you're able to like put away your ability to always take. You know what I'm saying? Not take, but always take credit, take responsibility. Because sometimes we take too much responsibility that you ain't got no fucking business taking that much responsibility. So all right, so that's discernment. So putting those two together, your own space and spiritual, and then discernment, disregarding or casting away what you want to take responsibility, give thanks, give your energy, put into, you know what I'm saying? Yo ass. Oh, I was like, yeah, yo ass will start realizing sometimes just because you vibe with something that's said, something that is general consensualized, so it's like there's a label, a name that can take yourself to the energy of what's being said. It's always the title, name, title, label, and then the motive, the energy, the intent, the place of where it comes from behind it. You know what I mean? So example, I could say fuck. But if I say that in the context of saying fuck you, then that's bad. But if I say fuck because I just hurt myself, then I just wanted to express that. So it's like, it ain't really the word fuck is bad. It's just that the way it's said. Know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So if we talking about you being able to basically, damn, I low-key forgot my point. I forgot my goddamn point. But you being goddamn spiritual and shit, and you having ability to have your own space and not quite put into all these things. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, the general consensus of certain energies. Sometimes you'll start just saying, I don't want to put into that, and I don't even care to notice these things. And even if I am aware, noticing, I'll choose to put my attention elsewhere. Now that's not quite physical. It's like it'll turn physical because you did it in a lighter state of being in a lighter state, so you in a higher level. But remember, everything be simultaneous. So it ain't like I'm talking about some goddamn TV show where you fucking go somewhere else outside your body. Now that's kind of true though. You can go outside your body, but I ain't gonna go into that because I don't even like that shit, how it's said and how people take that. But anyway, but it don't matter what I don't like. But hey, it's realness to what that means. So sometimes you put yourself in a place with your ability to observe your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, what you intake, what you receive from others. Sometimes you just need to realize it ain't all about being, even though we're on the planet of growth and consoling and care and comfort and suiting yourself with being comfortable with what's going on, with how you can act. That don't mean you always need to use your spirit and put yourself in the state of being of always needing to agree, always needing to just be like, oh, okay, well, it's here, so fuck it. No, have discernment where you're able to know you're your own space. You don't even need to sometimes put into the environment. You don't need to put into expressions. You don't need to put into entertainment. You don't need to put into certain philosophy. The way people think, the way social media is like out here kind of shaping our minds. Like, you don't got to think like that. You just need to be like, okay, what do I truly, as an individual space, what can I sprout for myself? What can I, you know what I'm saying, actually maybe sometimes what can I get from this? If you want to be greedy, I guess. You'd be like, okay, what can I even get from this in the first place? And you'll just be like, all right, really nothing besides a monetary good feel of the fact that I'm a part of something, even if it's a conversation, even if it's a comment you share, even if it's a repost. Like, you really are putting in, you basically saying you have no discernment for yourself to realize, damn, I'm really not shit because I'm just following shit just to suit myself. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have spiritual discernment, you'll be able to not be so convinced so easily. And if you are, and you know you got discernment, then that just means you're playing the role, the space of the fool, where you're just acting dumb, but you're knowing what's going on. Then that's not right or wrong, but that's just what you're doing. That's just what you're doing. So, shit. Spiritual. I had a fucking somebody that could do that. They can do it down, and then they do something like this, and that shit was so damn cool. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that shit? But yeah. So, all right, it's time to shuffle these bitches. So, I keep just. Oh shit. I'm gonna get there. I'm already getting there. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta chill and not just wanna always have the audacity to see things in other people's shoes, to relate, to have a gift for yourself that you think you can put in to the goddamn environment. Feel me? Or to your people that you work with, that you kind of associate certain ideas, but y'all still go y'all separate ways type shit. Like all that type of shit. You don't gotta really always do anything like that. And I'm talking about on a certain spectrum of like trying to include yourself, and that's basically all you do. You try to over include yourself. It's like that don't got nothing to do with you, but you some way, somehow using your ability to be yourself and the fact that you birthed yourself as far as subconsciously. Obviously, you had help because you always need help. But you yourself put into your own world. You yourself got your own subconscious. Nobody fucking sees the world like you. Nobody feels like you. Nobody nothing. Now, you can find people that can relate to how you feel, and you might even find people that even got the same element and shit. But nobody is truly your own space, so that's all you got. So that don't mean you're supposed to use this shit to fucking, to always feel like, oh, I need to be right. I need to say something so I can fulfill myself. Because fulfillment comes from the world we from. I mean the world we in, which is growth, fulfillment, care, containment, grasp, consoling, all that shit. So yeah, sometimes y'all just motherfucking have discernment spiritually as a space on that spectrum that I fucking explained. And you know what I'm saying, it'll help you not get so lost or sucked in to anybody's ideas, anybody's awareness, anybody's what they notice, and you try to make that make sense for yourself so you can feel a part of something, because you might have put that person, that being, that sense, all of these type of spectrums too high, where whole time you're the same as anything that came before you that's not here, anything that's here right now, and all that shit. So yeah, damn it, it's the reflector here to reflect what you choose to goddamn neglect. And I'll fuck with y'all. It's been a minute, but yeah, I fucks with y'all. Real stuff. Let me see how to damn end this shit. How the fudge? Okay, I think I got it. Remote control. Remote control. Alright, that's not it. God damn it. How the fuck? Oh, there it is. Got it on remote control, like a CEO. I thought you should know. Yeah. it get out of hand.